Hello and welcome back to Florida Foodie. I'm Lisa Bell.
And I'm Candace Campos. A small gift can lead to some pretty big things. For today's guest, a Christmas gift turned into a just crazy marshmallow empire. Now, the couple has been churning out the chewy treats for more than a decade now with shops in Sanford and at Disney Springs.
We are thrilled to be joined by Jenn Clark, the Chief Marshmallow Agent at Wondermade.
Hey, good to be with y'all.
Hey.
Oh my gosh. You know what? Just looking at your backdrop of your shop in Sanford just brings a smile to my face.
Joy.
Yes. And a lot of love. So let's talk about first, we talked about a Christmas gift turned into a marshmallow empire. What was the gift and who was it for?
Yeah, great. It's so crazy that this is how we started. So 10 years ago, right before Christmas, I didn't have a gift for my wife, and that's a terrible predicament to be in. And so I didn't know what to do, and I heard this thing on NPR about how candy's not all that bad for you, which was like news to my ears. So I went ahead and I got her a candy thermometer and a recipe for marshmallows, and I put it in a little box. We've got 6 kids now. At the time, I think we had 4, and the idea is it would be like a at-home date night. And so she opened up at Christmas and was like, "Oh, you gave me a kitchen utensil. Thank you." I was like, "No, this is going to be great. Trust me." And so we made our first batch, and they were wonderful, and we loved it. And we shared some with friends, and then our friends started asking if they could buy some, and then we kind of had that little light bulb moment where we realized if we love these marshmallows and our friends did, and they wanted to buy them, maybe a lot of people would love them and want to buy them too. So we decided to start a little hobby business thing with no great designs on a marshmallow empire, and it just took off.
So when exactly was this? You mentioned you had just 4 kids at the time,
just
right?
4 kids.
And what? Because the thought, if you have 4 kids, and I imagine back then you were working full time somewhere, then taking on a whole new baby, how does that happen? What were you doing prior to this?
Yeah, so I've had a lot of different jobs. I taught at Valencia for a while. I taught high school. I wrote for a couple of the local newspapers or magazines, owned a branding company. I was a pastor for many years. Lots of different things in my background. And Jenn and I both really loved food. And we had 4 kids, so she was really doing the mom deal full time. And we just kind of started it on the side with our free time, and just kind of found ways to make it work along the way until it just got so big that Jenn really runs the company. I'm the one talking about it because I'm the extrovert. She does all the work and makes the whole thing happen. But she went full time probably 5 years ago. And we're celebrating our proper 10th anniversary this summer in June.
Oh, congratulations.
Wow.
And I mean, it's one of those things that I noticed in your mission statement, your motto, has love in it. So what's this whole love and marshmallows combination that you always talk about?
Yeah, for us, there's a lot of ways to spend your time in your life. There's a lot of things you can invest yourself in, but what everybody fundamentally needs isn't just a marshmallow. They really need to be loved, and they need a place to love other people. And we realize that most of the time when we go around in our lives, that's not the way we're treated. That's not the experiences we have. You go through every day and you just feel like people see you like you're worth what you're going to give them. And you feel kind of crummy when that happens. So we wanted to, at the very beginning, build Wondermade around the idea that people are worth more than what they could ever give us. A box of marshmallows is $10, but people are worth more than $10. They're worth more than the price of ice cream. So what if we treated everybody like they were worth $1 million and just loved them, regardless of whether or not they're going to buy anything or do anything for us? What if we just treated people as well as we possibly could, like they were wonderfully made, like they were worth everything? And what would that do to our staff, to our family, to our community? And so that's our mission, is how do we love people first, from everything down to the way we make our marshmallows to the way we treat every single person we interact with.
I love that. And I did notice the phrase that you just said there, treat them like they were wonderfully made. Where did the name Wondermade come from? That leads us to our next question.
Yeah, so there's actually a poem in the Bible where King David writes that we are wonderfully made. And it really caught my attention the first time I heard it. This idea that people might actually be created wonderfully by God. Like, what if everybody was actually made pretty amazingly? Instead of going around finding people's faults, we looked for what was incredible about them. Because, the truth is everyone is pretty amazing if you spend enough time with them. I mean, we have bad days, all of us, and there's rough spots. But there's something remarkable about each and every person, the inherent value of the human soul. And so we just thought it was such a big deal. I mean, Wondermade, it's not just about how we make the food. In fact, it's really not about that at all. It's actually about how we see people. We think people are made with wonder. People are wonder made. And so accordingly, we want to just do the best we can, even if it's just giving them amazing marshmallows.
Okay, so Nathan, you're like ooey gooey and just spreading out the love. So why ooey gooey marshmallows? Like, what made you say, let's start making marshmallows? Because I always think of like cookies or cupcakes.
Right.
Or,
yeah, you could have done a variety of, candy type options,
right.
Yeah. Well, really, the whole thing is a giant accident. I would love to sit here and say, let me tell you my brilliant business plan. But really, Jen and I just fell in love with making the marshmallows, and it just kept getting bigger and bigger. And we don't do a ton of things. We make really incredible flavored marshmallows. That's all we sell down at Disney Springs. Up here in Sanford, we also sell ice cream. We do s'mores. We have events that we're going to start bringing back. We have some fun drinks that we make. But we've always really kept it focused on the things that we love and the ways that we can just connect with people where they are. And it turns out it's the funniest thing in the world. But, a marshmallow, I think I have one in front of me here. So this little marshmallow, this is a gold champagne marshmallow. So we painted gold on top. It's cooked with champagne. And it's tiny, and it's also mighty. And it's an amazing vehicle for taste and experience. And kind of everybody loves marshmallows. So when you flavor one and then they pop it in their mouth and they eat it, and their eyes light up and they get so excited, I'm just not tired of that. That's a really fun experience to get to have every day.
How do you make a marshmallow? I mean, I'll burn a batch of cookies, every day of the week. How on earth do you make a marshmallow?
It's a little messy, and if you keep it a secret, I'll tell you.
Okay, we won't tell anybody.
Yeah, you won't tell anybody. No, it's actually pretty straightforward. Most candy is all just about temperature. Mm-hmm. Sugar is, when we do these events here, we always tell people that there's 3 magic ingredients in the cooking world. Sugar is one of them, because if you change its heat, it acts crazy different. So you can get hard candy or a caramel or a marshmallow just based on the temperature that you're cooking with. So there's this really narrow temperature range that you have to cook in, and then you add in water or the flavor. So when we make gold champagne, we cook it with champagne. When we do a bourbon marshmallow, we cook it with Maker's Mark. If we do salted caramel, we're cooking it with caramel extract. I mean, it's all very straightforward. And then we add in gelatin, which is the other miracle ingredient, because gelatin's just like, we love a lot. So does gelatin. It just wants to hug everybody. So when you put the gelatin and the sugar and the other ingredients together, they end up just combining with air. And all of our boxes say it's made with 100% sweet magic air. And it just gets fluffier and fluffier as you mix it. And then right as it's cooling down at just the right temperature, we pour it into these large trays. We let it cool for a couple days, kind of cure it, and then we cut it down by hand, which is why all of our marshmallows are square instead of round, because every one of these little square marshmallows, I'm going to pick up another one because I can, and it's just fun. So this is a strawberry chocolate chip marshmallow,
that looks good.
Our team has just cut this square out of the tray, and that is how you make a marshmallow.
And is that a special flavor for Valentine's Day?
It is, yeah. This is one of our Valentine's flavors. Let's see.
Do you pair
We have
that
a
with the
Valentine's
champagne
set.
marshmallows? I mean,
someone's getting creative for Valentine's.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we pair our gold champagne with our strawberry chocolate chip.
I love it.
With our rose raspberry and our passion fruit, which was actually our first flavor we ever cooked. And we do this 4-box set that you can kind of buy either down at Disney or in our store here that are, we think, just kind of fun flavors for Valentine's.
I mean, I've seen on your website too, you guys are like torching things.
yeah, I mean, so this is cooking in a pot, I'm assuming, and then that's when you pour it.
Look, he's got a blowtorch in his
Okay,
hand.
that's how you finish it, I'm imagining.
But I'm talking
Don't-
about
I just
I'm talking
to
about
have
like
one.
desserts. Like he's adding like ice cream and like Rice
Yeah.
Krispie treats and then marshmallows.
99% of the time when I apply heat to a marshmallow, it turns into a torch.
I mean, I do like it kind of crispy sometimes.
Yeah. But we use these culinary torches. You can use propane torches. You can use fires. You can make a s'mores, which I just happen to have here handy. You can take a s'mores. Yeah, it's just coincidental. These are the super s'mores that we do in our store. So this is like a bourbon marshmallow with milk chocolate and graham crackers. But you can put this in your oven with the broiler for like 45 seconds and toast your marshmallows that way, or even in a toaster oven. And then you don't have to worry about the melting getting all crazy or the burning.
Wow.
But we like to use these torches, which maybe I'll just burn something on the video here.
Do it.
And they're fun because you just have so much control.
Now,
over
do
the
you
torching.
guys have like classes? I mean, I think that would be kind of
yeah,
like
like
a
a date night there at your, shop in Sanford.
We do. We do family workshops. We do date nights. We had to stop them for a long time because with COVID, you just didn't know in advance if either on the staffing side or on the outbreaks, but we're finally back and doing these again. And you get a better behind the scenes look of things. You get to become an official marshmallow agent. You get to decorate your marshmallows. And it's a really fun hour-long kind of experience that we do up here at Wondermade in Sanford.
So we each have 2 kids, and I'm just thinking that if I had 6 kids and tried to make marshmallows at my house,
and the age range is for 3 to
your
18.
age range,
Yeah.
it would be a disaster. I mean,
Yeah.
yes. So, I mean, do they just come in and go crazy, or are they marshmallowed out? How do you juggle that?
No, they love it.
Yeah.
Who gets tired of marshmallows?
I know,
Not
but
Nathan.
I feel like my kids, if I had a marshmallow store,
I mean, at one point, you can't eat more marshmallows.
we'd all be a marshmallow.
Yeah. We do eat a lot of marshmallows.
Okay.
And it's kind of fun because especially when the kids are in that sort of like sleepover age, they'll have their friends over, and then their friends, we live down the street from our store in Sanford. So they'll walk down the street with their friends and they'll get ice cream
you're
or
the
marshmallows.
cool parents.
Right.
Yeah. And we do like in school, actually Jenn, who runs the company, she's really the boss here, but she is on a field trip with one of our kids right now. But we do in-school field trips with the kids. So we go into the classes, we bring marshmallows, we help the kids cut and decorate them. We teach them about candy and about business. So I think the kids aren't tired of it yet.
Yeah.
Maybe the older 2 because they work here.
That was going to be my next question. Do they work there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a family business
The oldest
now.
2, 17 and 15, and they do work here. And the oldest one has some friends who work here too. But I grew up, both of my parents were in family businesses when they were kids, and there's just something delightful about it. You know, I mean, it can be strain and stress, but it's also pretty cool when you get to work with the people you love the most.
But you need the extra help because you guys are growing so much. You've now opened a location, as you've been mentioning, in Disney Springs. That is huge.
Yeah, it's happiest place on earth. I mean,
Right?
it's an amazing opportunity and privilege that we have. We're so thankful. I mean, Disney has a few local brands like us and Gideon's and Four Rivers that are on property with them, and it's so cool to get to connect with their guests from all around. And it is really demanding because it's just so many more people and
So much
people
foot
who are looking
traffic.
for marshmallows. Yeah, there's a ton of people every day at Disney Springs. It is amazing. But it's been great. We've just had a lot of growth. Having dozens of people working at our 2 locations has been a little bit challenging recently, especially with all the hard issues with hiring people. But we've always tried to take great care of our staff. And so many of our hires come out of referrals, which has been amazing. And we have so many families where like siblings both work here, a mom and a daughter work for us. And, you know, we can do all the HR surveys we want and get feedback, but when someone recommends part of their family to come and work for us with them, alongside them, I mean, that's about my favorite feedback we ever get as far as workplaces go.
Well, we've actually had Gideon's on Florida Foodie before, and you know, they were telling us one of the biggest concerns or challenges was meeting the demand at Disney Springs, because you know, and going into it, it's hard to know what to kind of expect, and then being able to meet that need when it's there.
Yeah, that was hard for us too. I mean, Disney, they are sharp. They are on the ball. They gave us projections when we moved in, and then our first week we tripled the high end of the projections. And just the whole way through, we just have the only problem we run into is that we run out of marshmallows sometimes. Not all of them, but you know, like the s'mores, our salted caramel, churro, birthday cake, some of our best selling boxes. All of a sudden, one day somebody will come and buy them all, and then I just load them up from the back here and drive them back down and resupply. So
that's awesome.
How did
it's a great problem to have.
And I mean, let's talk about a big problem in the pandemic. I mean, how'd you guys survive? I mean, I feel like every time we talk to local companies, I mean, it got hard, you know, for 2 years straight. So, I mean, how are you guys doing? How did you guys handle it? Did you guys do delivery? Did you do curbside like a lot of folks did?
Yeah, we did some curbside. We did ice cream delivery, which was amazing. I mean, the community was so great to support us. Not a thing we'd ever done. I drove some of those, but it went really well. You know, there's a Seminole County grant program that helped. Our staff was pretty amazing. There were people who were in better financial places who just said, you know what, you just take me off payroll for a while. I'll figure this out. And then Jenn and I just made the decision that we'd keep employing as many people as we could. They didn't have anything to do, but it just kind of felt like the right thing. So it was scary because we watched our bank account just dwindle and get lower and lower. In fact, I remember talking to Theo, who owns Hollerbacks across the street, and he was doing the same thing. He was just paying people because it was the right thing to do, and hopefully not going to run out of money. And they got close. And then again, the community has just been so great. As soon as things started to get safer, people started showing up again. And last year was actually the best year we've ever had.
Fantastic.
Disney was new, which helped, but even in Sanford, it was the best year we'd ever had, even with all the COVID spikes and all of the related challenges. Online sales have been great. People just keep hitting Wondermade.com and ordering gifts, you know, corporate gifts, people sending them to family out of town. People have just shown up and taken care of us, and it's been a pretty humbling and amazing experience.
That also says a lot about you too, because you know there's a lot of people who support the companies that they love the most. So that you know, let that be also a testament to how you guys run your company too.
So can I ask you to do us a favor real quick and just stand up, because I want to see what you're wearing and what your shirt says.
Lisa, this is not this type of podcast. What are you wearing,
Have
Nathan?
some more fun, and then I want to see your pants, because I hear there's
Lisa. Lisa Bell.
So here they are. Wait,
I like those. There's a story behind these red pants.
This is the first time Lisa's ever asked to see your pants.
I should have worked out this morning some more. No, it's a funny thing. So I wear the same outfit every day: blue shirt, red pants, blue shoes. The red pants definitely stick out, and a lot of people are a little curious about it because it's every single day, and I've been doing this for 10 years. So right before the business started, I got a pair of red pants, kind of fell in love with them. You know, when you wear your favorite outfit, how you kind of like stand up a little taller.
Of course.
Feel like it's the best day ever.
Yes, you're letting us have it.
What if every day was the best day ever? So I just decided to wear the same outfit every day until I got tired of it, and I have not gotten tired of it yet.
How many pants do you own? Because don't tell me you're wearing the same pants every day.
No. Of course not. It's kind of an expensive problem for me, because when you buy the pants, like you can't just, like you said, you can't just have one. So I tend to buy like 7 pair at a time, so I can wear one for each day of the week and then just rotate through. And that way, when they kind of fade, over time, it happens to all of them. So I don't have like one bright red pair and then the others are all faded. And then I just buy a new round of them. So my closet's literally blue shirts and red pants.
You'll just be the man with pink pants.
Well, and I imagine it's not easy to find red pants, you know? I mean,
it is.
Is that a challenge or is it easy to find red pants?
Oh, no, it's terribly difficult. There's way more women's red pants and kids' red pants. The track pants, I'm wearing like the Adidas ones, the joggers, those I can find. I've got a supplier out of China who I can find red pants from.
The pants supplier.
Again, yeah, it's a weird thing. But when you're this committed, you got to find ways to stick with it. So yeah, I've got a vendor over in China. And then people text me all the time. Like seriously, they're like, Nathan, I'm at H&M and there are red pants. Do you want me to buy them all for you?
That's hilarious.
I mean,
those are good friends. Those are
know.
good friends.
They are good friends.
I wanted to ask you about some of your flavors. You've mentioned vodka, you've mentioned champagne, bourbon, gin.
Which children can also eat those marshmallows, right?
Yeah. So marshmallows are like 98% air. So alcohol is by volume. And so what ends up happening is they become non-alcoholic because the air makes the marshmallow so high and then they're non-alcoholic. And we've had this tested by the state. We test them ourselves. It's 6 kids. They eat them. We're totally fine. But yeah, we do some boozy ones. Bourbon that we make with Maker's Mark. We have a stout beer that we make with Guinness. Bailey's Irish Cream. The Gold Champagne. Rosé, which is one of Jenn's favorites. And vodka and sprinkles that we do periodically. You know, we mix up flavors a lot. We've done like 500 marshmallow flavors, but we probably just do 25, 30 at a time.
Mm-hmm. Did you have a pumpkin
bourbon,
spice?
S'mores. Oh yeah, we did a pumpkin spice in the fall,
of course.
Which you could put in your coffee, and it was like straight up pumpkin spice latte. So that was magic.
Nice.
Yeah. Right now, Valentine's is around the corner, so we've got strawberry chocolate chip, the rose raspberry. In the summer, we do like root beer, lemonade. We try to do new flavors every couple of weeks. And with our 10th anniversary coming up this summer, we're planning on rolling out some of those flavors a little bit more intentionally. You know, Marshmallow Mondays will be kind of fun when we get there. But, you know, we love to hear. So if either of you have flavors that you want us to do, you should just tell me. And then we can start making those marshmallows too. We get a ton from our customers and from the guests at Disney Springs. We just keep on making marshmallows.
With 500 flavors, I feel like you've probably covered all your bases. What is the top seller? All-time favorite marshmallow?
Yeah, the all-time bestseller is our s'mores marshmallow.
Oh, s'mores.
Yeah.
I mean, hundreds of thousands of these marshmallows we have made in the last year and sold, and it's just crazy. But it's like half vanilla. It's I got one right here. It's half vanilla, half chocolate. It's rolled in a crushed graham cracker. It's super amazing and fun. And people love s'mores, but you don't always have a fire handy. So, you know, this is like kind of great because you can have a s'mores without needing a bonfire.
And especially in Florida, you often don't really want a fire, but you want the flavor of a s'more in the summer. But it's already like 1,000 degrees outside, so you don't want to be
fire,
right?
Because you are on fire in Florida.
The extra heat may not be great. And I should say about the s'mores, you want to hear a crazy thing?
Yes,
a little crazy. But my birthday is National S'mores Day, and
of course it is.
So, like, if you're ever, of course it is, right? So, what a confirmation that we're doing the right thing. So, I don't know. A few years ago, we actually had a big party in Sanford, and 3,000 people showed up so that they could have a s'mores with me on my birthday, so that we could set a record for the most people eating a s'mores at the same time. I think it was like 1,317 people ate it at the same time because 1,000 ate it early, which is okay.
Those people are not invited back.
Yeah.
They are not invited back.
They can all come back. It's free s'mores. I want everybody to have free s'mores.
So what's next? You mentioned your 10-year anniversary.
Yeah. You know, that's the big thing for us, really. We're going to start celebrating in June. We've got 10 months of celebration lined up. Each month, we're going to focus on different things. You know, we do the s'mores and ship those all over. Up here in Sanford, we also make ice cream. We do amazing flavors like s'mores, but also things like cornbread and avocado and lavender and some crazy ones that are actually still amazing. We do these sundaes that are crazy. It's like a s'mores and a sundae mashed up. If it wouldn't have melted, I would have one up here too. But you can come to Sanford and Wondermade and try one for yourself.
All right, I have to interrupt you there.
The whole year celebrating.
Because you just gave me a thought. Do you have a bacon marshmallow?
It doesn't work super great. We did a maple bacon.
Because of the grease? Too greasy?
Well, no, it's the fat content in bacon. So it's amazing for about 2 days. But most of what we do is good for, I'm looking around, I think the shortest shelf life we have is the s'mores, which is like 2 months.
Oh, wow.
And the bourbon is like, I'm looking in the back, it's 4 months. But the maple bacon was like 4 days.
Oh.
So, yeah.
Oh,
So we don't do it often.
Good
but we have a
try.
maple bacon ice cream. So you can just come up here and have maple bacon ice cream.
Okay. Does it come with bacon bits on top?
It's we actually like candy our own bacon, so it's all mixed
candied
throughout.
bacon. I mean, forget about it. Forget about it.
Why not?
You were talking about what you're doing for your 10-year before we got sidetracked.
Before I went down a bacon road. So,
Oh, that's okay.
that's exciting.
10 years. People should just come to Wondermade. We've got like 330 days left in the year. I think a great way to celebrate would be for everyone to commit to eating marshmallows for all 330 of those days.
I think we could do that.
Maybe.
Yeah.
You'll have
Maybe
to
I'll-
roll
That's
us
an
on
easy
set.
commitment. Are you going to try and break your previous record?
Yeah, I think we're trying to figure that out. The goal, we try to do that. Our plan was to do that when those Alive After Fives in downtown Sanford happen, which are on Thursdays.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe next year is the next Thursday Alive After Five. So for years, we've been thinking we'd wait till next year, but we're trying to figure out if we do that now. It's the first day of school in Seminole County, so it's always a funny day to try to host a giant party.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're trying to figure out what to do with that. But really, our goal with the 10 years is actually to think of it like a giant extended thank you, because we didn't make it 10 years because of us. We made it 10 years because of a whole lot of people showing up and buying marshmallows and ice cream and telling their friends about us. And so, our goal is to find a lot of ways to tell people thanks and to celebrate and just have some more fun, right?
Have some more fun. If you could tell somebody who might be listening, it might be an entrepreneur, maybe it's a husband trying to figure out something nice to get their wives for Valentine's Day, what feedback would you give them?
Oh gosh, I feel like those are two questions. So the second question, you should definitely buy marshmallows.
Okay, that's why I figured you might
Just
say.
saying, it's a great gift. We even sell, look at this, I just happen to have next to me, we even sell chocolate-covered salted caramel marshmallows, which are the most delicious things.
Those look amazing.
Okay,
And I'm going to eat this whole bag up at the end
Yes.
of this.
Now you're
But
really
we have
making
those
me
at Disney
hungry.
Springs and here, and I am bragging, yes. But the second piece, if I could, I'm friends with a lot of small business owners, and I've benefited from a lot of insight and wisdom from them. I think the best counsel and advice that I've gotten is what I tend to tell people the most often, which is, you're not really as in control as you think of the numbers, of the outcome, whether or not you're going to succeed. The only thing you're really in control of is your own behavior, the way you interact with people, the way you treat people. And at the end of the day, that's probably the piece you want to focus on the most. There's an infinite number of ways to make money out there. And there's an infinite amount of money out there, even if you don't have it, even if I don't have it. But every day you're going to interact with people, and you've got an opportunity to be the part of their day that helps set them up for a better tomorrow. And you just make that choice every day, and the rest of the stuff hopefully is going to work out. But even if it doesn't, you can hold your head high and be proud of what you did.
What a great message.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm. All right. So where can people find you?
Yes, so you can visit us at our store in Sanford, where we have marshmallows and ice cream and drinks. We're right in the heart of downtown, across from Hollerback's Willow Tree Cafe. That's everyone's favorite place to go for the the German music, and then have some ice cream afterwards. You can go to Disney Springs. Our kiosk is right outside Paddlefish. We've got every marshmallow you could possibly ever want. And then you can always shop online at wondermade.com. We'd love to help you ship marshmallows to anybody you love, no matter where they are in this country.
That's awesome.
Nathan, thank you.
Yes,
this was fun.
Yes,
Yeah.
You have thoroughly made us hungry, and just so enjoyable and delightful to speak with you today. And hopefully, we'll be able to make it up there in person soon.
I'm already thinking of some Valentine's plans for sure.
Good idea.
Bring your kids up. We'll do a field trip with them.
And
They
when
will
you're
have a
there,
blast.
pick up some of those chocolate-covered ones for me.
Yeah, good luck. I'll eat them on the way back to work.
All right. Well, thank you so much. Have a great day.
Yeah, y'all too. Thank you very much.
Okay. Take care. Bye.
Thank you for listening to Florida Foodie. We'd also like to thank our guest, Nathan Clark from Wondermade. You can find out more about the business online at wondermade.com or search Wondermade on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Be sure to follow Lisa Bell online. Search Lisa Bell News on Facebook and Instagram, or Lisa Bell News 6 on Twitter. You can also find Candace Campos on social media. She's on Twitter. Just search @CandaceNews6. And on Facebook, search Candace Campos News 6. Also, a big thank you to our technical producers, Derek Mosier and Ryan Haley, and our director, Rich Burns. I'm the show's producer, Thomas Mates. Please take the time to rate and review us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, or tell a friend about us. And you can find videos of all of our podcasts on clickorlando.com/FloridaFoodie. And be sure to sign up for the Florida Foodie newsletter while you're there.